Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a little DIY that I have seen quite a few people doing over on Instagram and here on YouTube, and I'm really excited to get started. So the first thing we're going to do is collect a few things that we want to DIY. So I've got a whole variety of stuff behind me. First thing I did was actually went and shopped my home, so let's do that first. The very first thing I did was walk around my house. I have a lot of thrifted items that I've never actually done anything with, so this was a perfect opportunity to use them up and give them a purpose. These two, this one I don't know if I want to paint that one yet, so we're gonna leave that one. But I love the shape of this one, and I'm pretty sure when I got it, it was 50% off. So anyways, a good score. As you'll see throughout this video, my house is basically never clean, so don't mind the mess that is constantly everywhere. Just giving you guys a real life look at my house. So I think a couple of these IKEA plant pots would be fun. So we're going to go ahead and take this with us. There's another pot in there. We will take this one, and I just haven't found a spot for this vase yet. And I think it's because, yeah, I was going to put some florals in there. I think it's because it's black and it's just not really my style. So see if we can change that. And then now that I've got everything here and I'm ready to go, I have one little project that is going to take a little bit of time to dry. So I've got these two bowls that I picked up from Goodwill. They were $1.50 each, and I'm actually going to be stacking them and then painting them. So the first thing that I need to do is go ahead and silicone them together. You could also use like some E6000, or you could try hot glue. It just might not hold as well depending what you're putting in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and silicone these first, and then we'll get started. So make sure whatever you use, if you are going to do the stacking method, that you do let it dry. I made the mistake of thinking that an hour or so for the silicone set was going to be enough time. As you'll see later in the video, it is not enough time and it slightly came apart. So I ended up redoing this, or painting this one, the next day, and it worked out fine. But just make sure you let your glue dry. So here's a rundown of everything that I collected from my house, mostly things that I've thrifted along the way and I just haven't found a use for. So these two are siliconed up. We're gonna do those last so that that can dry. This plant pot probably looks familiar. It is just an IKEA one, and it's just needs a little bit of life. So this is also plant pot, gonna try that one. And then this was from some plants, but I just haven't found a use for it. So I was thinking maybe if it had a new color that it might be a little bit better. So going to go ahead and pick some colors, and then we will get started. The colors I picked for this were Glacier White by Benjamin Moore and Wabi Sabi by Bear. And then the last one is Rusty Gate by Bear as well, which is the color I used for my front door. You'll need a brush and, of course, some baking soda. So I've seen a lot of recipes for this specific DIY, some using 1 part to 1 part, equal ratio, others using a tablespoon to like a half a cup of paint. Honestly, as you can see, I am eyeballing this. I mixed it a few times. I would see how thick it was. I really wanted a lot of texture for these vases. I wanted them to look like clay vases. So I used quite a bit. I made my paint fairly thick, but like I said, I did not measure, sorry about that, but just wing it. I did some actually last night again, and I made the paint a little bit thinner, and for the specific piece that I was doing, it worked out great. So it's kind of however you guys want it to look, is how thick you want to mix it. So the best part about this was using up, like I said, all of those random thrifted items that didn't really have a purpose, didn't really have a clear spot in the house, and honestly didn't really match. Everything was very eclectic, and at least with doing this, everything matches and it has a very similar texture, and I think it just kind of brought a lot of random pieces in the house together. So let me know if you guys have any of these random pieces in your house. Do you kind of stockpile things like this to use later? So these were my 3 little test subjects. They are looking pretty good. I will do a second coat on them once they're fully dry, but I think I will go ahead and mix up some more colors and do the rest of my pieces. So let's see how they go. This is where you can see, this is why you let the silicone set. I picked it up and was handling it and it completely fell apart. So I dabbed some more silicone in, let it set overnight, painted it the next day, and it was totally fine. But yeah, a little bit of a fail on that one. And here's how they turned out. I'm so excited. I love them so much. I think the texture just really adds something to them and makes them something totally different than what I have in the rest of my house. So as you can see, they do all kind of match. I separated them out throughout my house, give everything a little pop of color and some decor around here, so they didn't all stay sitting on my TV stand. But let me know if you guys try out this DIY. It's so fun and it's so simple. You could do it with kids around. I just think it's such a good little afternoon DIY, especially going into a little bit of a colder season when we need things to do inside. So make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next Thursday for another video.